I'm going through and showcasing the top 5 meta assault rifles that you should be running right now in Warzone. Starting off the list at number 5, we have the ABR-A1, which if you guys don't know, when this was first added into the game, it was by far the dominant meta. It did catch a nerf, but with this build I'm about to give you, it is still extremely good. So starting off the build, we're going to toss on our optic, which in my opinion on the ABR, the RNK multi-zoom is by far the best. It's super clean, super easy to use, and it has like no visual recoil. And if you do toss on the RNK multi-zoom, I highly recommend you slide over to the reticle, unlock this green dot because the default reticle has nothing in it and it's kind of trash. Then for the muzzle, we're going to toss on the monolithic suppressor. Like I always tell you guys, keeping you guys off that mini map, but also giving you that bolt velocity and that damage range, making sure the ABR is hitting harder and getting the build up to 996. And mixing in absolutely perfect with the monolithic, we're also going to toss on the gain twist barrel, giving you guys another massive boost for that bolt velocity, getting the build way closer to hit scan. And with the nerf cut, it did get a little bit more bouncy, so I used to toss on the overpressured ammunition, giving you guys even more of a boost for that bolt velocity. But I'm actually going to switch it down to the recoil springs, giving you guys both the horizontal and vertical recoil control, making sure the build is an absolute beam. And for the last and final attachment, we're going to toss on the extended mag 2, increase that mag capacity up to 60, making sure you don't have to reload after every single kill. This thing is still extremely good, and I don't see nearly enough people talking about it. So make sure you guys go through, give the top of the try and tell me the highest kill game you guys get with it. That's my loaded number 5. So let me get you guys number 4. And loaded number 4, we have the GPR-91, which this thing has been good for a very long time, and it is absolutely perfect for Rebirth Island. So starting off this build, we're going to toss on the Volsky Reflex. Like I always tell you guys, the optics are 100% personal preference, so you should toss on whatever you feel the most comfortable with. If you do toss on the Volsky and you want to copy my exact build, I'm going to slide over to the reticle and toss on the blue dot. It's a little bit smaller than the red dot, and I just think it makes it even better. Then on my old GPR build, I was running the monolithic suppressor. I loved how that build felt, but everybody in my comments was saying the build had a ton of recoil. So I'm switching it up to the compensator, giving you guys a massive boost for that vertical recoil control, making sure the build is an absolute beam. And speaking of being a beam, we're also going to toss in the vertical foregrip, giving you guys that horizontal recoil control. So this with the compensator is making sure the GPR isn't moving whatsoever. And of course, with it being a primary, you guys know I want to toss on the gain twist barrel, giving you guys that boost for the bolt velocity, getting the build up to 1218. And of course, for the last and final attachment, we're going to toss on the extended mag 2, increase the mag capacity up to 60, which the GPR does have a little bit of a fast fire rate, so this is essential for the build. Zero recoil, great damage, and like I said, it is perfect for Rebirth Island. So same thing here, make sure you guys go through and test out this build as well. Let's hop directly into loaded number 3. And in that number 3 spot, we have the CR56 amax, which recently this has been getting a buff with every single update, and it's right back to being absolutely broken. So starting off this build as well, we are going to toss on the Volsky Reflex. Like I was saying a second ago, the optics are 100% personal preference, but with the amax having a bunch of recoil, I love how this optic has such little visual recoil. And like I said, the amax definitely has some recoil to it, so we're also going to toss on the compensator. If you want to, you could definitely toss on monolithic suppressor, but I just think it feels the best with the compensator, giving you guys that vertical recoil control and that recoil stabilization, making sure the build isn't bouncing all over the place. And mixing in absolutely perfect with the compensator, we are going to toss in the vertical foregrip. Like I was saying on the GPR, this is giving you guys the horizontal recoil control, so this with the compensator is making sure the amax is an absolute beam. And of course, you can guess it, we are going to toss in the gain twist barrel. I have tested out the amax with the gain twist and the reinforced barrel, and I just think overall it does feel best with the gain twist, getting the build up to 1350. And same thing here for the last attachment, it is also personal preference. I'm going to toss on the extended mag 1, getting our mag size up to 45, but if you want to, you can definitely toss on the extended mag 2. Like I said, this thing has been getting buffed a ton recently, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So make sure you guys go through and test out this build, because I promise you will absolutely love it. Loaded number 2, we have the brand new Merrick 556, which we just got with the season 6 update. I did have it at the top of my list, but it's right back down to my number 2 spot. I am going to run iron sights for this one, so for the first attachment, we're going to toss on the monolithic suppressor. Like I was saying before, keeping you guys off that mini map, but also giving you guys that bolt velocity and that damage range, making sure the Merrick is hitting harder and getting the build up to 1098. And mixing in absolutely perfect with the monolithic, we're also going to toss on the gain twist barrel, giving you guys another massive boost for that bolt velocity, getting the build way closer to hit scan. And in my opinion, the Merrick does have a really weird recoil pattern, even with the update they added to fix it. So we're going to toss on the vertical foregrip, giving you guys that horizontal recoil control, making the build way more controllable. And just to make it even more controllable, we're also going to slide over to the fire mods and toss in the recoil springs, which this is the reason I'm running the iron sights, giving you guys both horizontal and vertical recoil control, making sure the build is an absolute beam. I will say though, if you want to, you could definitely toss on an optic. The attachment I'd probably swap out is the recoil springs, and then if you do that, I'd probably swap out the monolithic for the compensator. But for the last attachment, we're going to toss on the extended mag 2, increase that mag capacity up to 60, making sure you can beam an entire 4 stack if you really need to. Like I said, it was at the top of my list, but it's back at number 2. It's still super good. I just think number 1 is more consistent. So make sure you guys go through and test out this build as well. Let's hop directly into Loadout number 1. And at the top of the list, we have the Kilo 141. Like I said, I put it back in number 1 just because it feels so insanely consistent. And for me, the Merrick and the Kilo are very similar to the C9 and the MP40, where I kind of feel like it's a 1A, 1B situation. So starting off this build, we're going to toss on the monolithic suppressor. Like I keep saying over and over, it's keeping you guys off that mini-map, but also giving you guys that bolt velocity and that damage range, making sure the Kilo is hitting harder and getting the build up to 1086. Then for the barrel, I am going to toss on the reinforced barrel. I've been getting a lot of questions asking why not the gain twist barrel, but if you check the detailed stats, the reinforced actually gives you a pretty noticeable jump for the damage range. And I just think the reinforced feels the absolute best. And you guys know I like to run the Kilo with the iron sights, so mixing in absolutely perfect with the monolithic and the barrel. We're going to slide all the way over to the fire mods and toss in the overpressured ammunition, giving you guys even more of a boost for that bolt velocity, getting the build up to 1629. And in my opinion, the Kilo already has like no recoil, so just to add on to that, we're also going to toss in the vertical foregrip, giving you guys that horizontal recoil control and that recoil stabilization, really making it to where the Kilo isn't moving whatsoever. And for the last and final attachment, we're going to toss on the extended mag 2, increase that mag capacity up to 60, which in my opinion is definitely more than enough ammo, but if you want to for some reason, you could definitely toss on the extended mag 3. That's my full build for the Kilo 141 and the best assault rifle in the entire game. So make sure you guys go through, give the entire a try and tell me the highest kill game you guys get with it, but I do also have an honorable mention. For my first honorable mention, we have the Cypher 91, which this thing is still super good, and I don't see anybody using it anymore. So starting off this build, we're going to toss on the Volsky Reflex. Like I've said over and over, the optics are 100% personal preference. I just think the Volsky is super clean, super easy to use, and it helps out a ton with the visual recoil. And speaking of recoil, we're also going to toss in the compensator for our muzzle, giving you guys a massive boost for that vertical recoil control, making sure the Cypher isn't moving whatsoever. And mixing in absolutely perfect with the compensator, we're also going to toss in the vertical foregrip, giving you guys that horizontal recoil control, just making sure the build is even more of a beam. And for the barrel, we're going to toss on the gain twist barrel. I have tested out the Cypher with the gain twist, long barrel, and even the reinforced barrel. The reinforced is super good for that close to mid range because it has a super fast time to kill. But I just think overall for the build, the gain twist is by far the best option. And for the last and final attachment, we're going to toss on the extended mag 2, increase that mag capacity up to 60, making sure you don't have to reload after every single kill. That's my full build for the Cypher 91, which like I said, is still extremely good right now. So make sure you guys go through and test out this build as well. Let me get you guys my second honorable mention. For my second honorable mention, I'm not going to go attachment by attachment, but we have the TAC 56, and we're running the Sack and Tread 40, the 17.5-inch Tundra Pro barrel, the XRK bow breaker grip, 60-round mag, and the high grain ammunition. If you guys didn't see, I just recently did a video on the Striker, so it gave me an idea to go back and test some old assault rifles. The TAC 56 is still disgusting. So make sure you guys go through and test out this build. Let me know if I missed anything on my list.